Yo.
How's it going?
Goo just woke up.
How's it going? Did I say that already? Oh yeah, good, just woke up. I meant to say, what are you doing?
I was looking at some stuff for the Call of Duty BR.
Why?
It just came out yesterday and I was seeing what it was like.
Why, were you considering playing it?
I did like 2 hours ago, but I didn't like it.
Why? Because it's Call of Duty? Battle Royale?
I was seeing if I was missing something, but no, the game just has insane time to kill, so you die in 2 seconds at most.
Oh yeah, I forget, you're the kind of person who likes walking up to people and one-shotting them with a shotgun. Which, to be fair, should be the way that a game works. No amount of Kevlar vest or anything like that stops the sheer force of a shotgun. Even police vests aren't spec'd to be able to handle shotgun blasts. It's just too much force per square inch. Your bones crack and break underneath the vest, even though the vest stops the pellets. It's like being hit with a blast of air specifically directed, but that air is like going 1,000 meters per second. Even if it like just grazes you, it'd still leave a mark. Most shotguns fire rounds that can put stuff out of the muzzle over 1,000 feet per second. It's just most projectiles that shotguns fire are tiny, so you wouldn't notice that.
COD BR is just bad because their time to kills makes it unfun, and even Shroud couldn't he get more than 6 kills because he would die in 2. It is like 6 seconds unless you have a sniper, then you can one shot.
Is it unknown? No, it's a different person. Oh. Excuse me. I heard a person use a blood vial. Is this person trolling me? Excuse me. 24 hours from now, I'll be able to play Neo 2. Did you get it and download it yet?
No, I was going to in a bit.
Well, if you wait too long, you won't be able to get the pre-order stuff.
Yeah, ILL, buy it real quick and download it.
Well, it's like, dude, there's no way you've been playing stuff for the past 2 weeks, but it's like I told you, I was not playing anything Neo related until Neo 2 came out. As much as watching Idioso over there play the game, and that made me want to play, because I'm just like, I can't believe people are watching this guy like bastardize this game, basically. You haven't watched his recent stuff. You only watched 2. In 5, he changed his control scheme over to the Dark Souls control scheme and turned off the damage numbers to make it more Soulsy, even though Souls games have damage numbers.
3.
When he changed his control scheme, my attitude towards it immediately changed. Like, I was always trying to be more open-minded and optimistic towards him, but the second he started going to change the control schemes and didn't even want to try and learn Neo and its controls, I was just like, nope, don't give a fuck. In case you're aware, that puts the stance button on L1 and puts guard on square.
Yeah, but that's why I couldn't keep watching. He was trying to make it a Souls game the first second he was in the first mission, just spamming TH.
Skipping the rest. Oh, he changed over to the normal katana and only used mid-stance.
This bot can eat my butt. Always skips my messages.
I don't like making fun of other people for how they play a game, but when you dig yourself down into the rabbit hole of I'm a special little princess playing a game as if it's another game, it's no different than, and I was trying to like convey this in one of my messages that I put. I was like, hey, imagine being a music artist, like imagine being a music artist by which you made your music so similar that whenever someone else mentions you in a conversation, they can't mention that without mentioning the other person because you're identical. You're the same. You're the exact same band. Your art has no difference. It's just like how fucking diluted. If you said that to most of the people who talk about Souls games and Souls likes, they immediately feel stupid because that's what it's like. It's like being that guy who can't shut up about another music artist while he's listening to a music artist. It's like, then just listen to the one that you're fucking talking about then. Don't play a different artist with the expectation that it's going to be the same art. Like, how fucking stupid do you have to be? Souls community's stupid. That's how stupid you have to be. I never played a third-person action game prior to Dark Souls. That means everything after Dark Souls is Dark Souls-like. My only other game I played prior to Dark Souls was Call of Duty's. And then I played Dark Souls and I'm just like, wow, look at all these games that are like Dark Souls. Dark Souls put different things from different genres together in a way that made it unique. No different than how Neo did it. Locking on and rolling with iframes was not a Souls-specific mechanic. It was an established third-person action game design choice by that time. And a lot of games did it. Not just fucking Souls games. The only ones that didn't were like Elder Scrolls games. But those games didn't have a dedicated rolling button. So they don't count. But then you'll have the people who are like, but shrines in Neo act just like bonfires where you can level up your character. Motherfucker, just because it's an interactable just because the checkpoint system becomes an interactable object in modern games doesn't mean that there didn't used to be checkpoint-based rest systems or checkpoint-based level-up systems or just level-up systems where you could just do them at any time. Like Diablo, where you level up and you put a point into a stat. And then you put a point into a skill tree. That is exactly where that comes from. It doesn't come from Souls games. Jesus criminy Christmas. It is the most infuriating genre to talk about nowadays, is third-person action games. Because if you talk about third-person action games as a blanket, people are gonna mention...
Ninja Gaiden did it before. From Soft even made a game. Emoji happy tears.
I don't know. I get so fucking tired of seeing it, because you can mention the name third-person action game and people will think Dark Souls. But if you show them a third-person action game, their brain is also going to think Dark Souls. They're not going to say Souls-like immediately. They're only going to start saying it's a Souls-like if A, has a stat leveling up system, that's weird. B, has rolling, dodging, and iframes, and C, doesn't have a refillable, consumable healing item, which changed in every Souls game and didn't exist in 3 of them. In Sekiro, it's a different system,
Actually,
but it's very similar.
Came out before, possibly.
Bloodborne functions under the normal consumable system that most RPGs prior to Souls games functioned under. So did Demon Souls. Demon Souls was just all consumables. Hello. Where is my guy? Kill something, dude. King's Field was first person. That's a different kind of game. That's like Morrowind, Elder Scrolls early stuff. Okay then. Souls games were explicitly at the start third-person action RPGs. And
No,
slowly...
I am saying King's Field came out before the new wave of Ninja Gaiden games that started in 2004, I think.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter. The Ninja Gaiden games were fucking third-person. That's 2 different types of games. A Togi would be like FromSoft closest game. Or like Metal Wolf Chaos or something like that. Not fucking King's Field, which is a first-person RPG. It does not have a stat leveling system. You level up by swinging your sword at enemies in King's Field. And your sword, well, whatever the sword was called, the King's Sword or the Moonlit Sword in King's Field 1, well, 1 in America, that sword leveled up with you as well.
Demon Souls was their first game, so I was correcting myself. There.
Oh, well, it doesn't matter what their first game was. Doesn't matter, it's not the same director, it's not even the same people. the people who used to work on Kingsfield and stuff like that are, like, some of those people are still a part of the dev team, but the team in its entirety is vastly different. I hate when I join people's worlds and they're not, everything is dead and they're not in, like, one of these hallways. They're just running through the fucking dungeon somewhere. Like, how the fuck do you expect anyone to be able to find where the fuck you are?
Lol.
He actually rolled past it. Now I see why they couldn't be detected or weren't killing anything, because they were stuck on this stupid trap. Die thing.
The Scampus avatar is pretty cool.
Yeah, I still haven't changed mine yet. I didn't like this song as much as the original Neo song, so I still left mine. Yeah. Yeah. There's a Scampus theme. He'll be in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. The basic theme. Anyways. The deluxe theme is different and has a song on it, like the one that I have currently. That plays the...
ILL put one of those on.
The Scampus one has the Neo sound effects, but no dynamic stuff to it. If I remember correctly. I was checking it out when I downloaded it.
Hit us on a timer down.
It is for you? It wasn't for me. I don't know why. That's fucking weird. I guess mine should be on a timer too then. Why is my game on a timer but my themes aren't?
Maybe because you bought it before I did.
No, because the timer's associated with when the game actually comes out. Normally, anyways. Maybe it's because I, like, looked at it through, like, a certain sub-menu or something. Honestly, I can't even remember. I'd have to go in and check my own themes now to see if there wasn't a timer on them now. Maybe it was just my PS4 had glitched out. I wonder if I had gone and looked at the game when that happened, if I would have been able to load the fucking game up. I didn't think it was a glitch when it happened, so I guess I didn't even think to. I wonder if that's how some of those Russian dudes got the game. Unless they have jailbroken PS4s. If you're familiar with Twitch, that's a Monka S for you.
Lol.
And then you'd have a guy in the same chat who would go, I can't even take my own self seriously at the moment. You'd have a guy that goes, thinks Russian guy getting game early is Monka S, Kek W. Fucking guy's laugh kills me. I can't do like the gas bag laugh though. Excuse me. You think he's back this way?
Sneezing makes me feel like I am gonna die sometimes.
Interesting. Interessante. Where is he? He's that away. Is there a door up that away? Yes, there is. I should have just stayed up there. Idioso. Back to the pit.
I blow a lot of air out when I do sneeze though, and it makes my ears plug.
Yeah, but that's because you adopted the fucking explosion method of sneezing. Where is the guy? Oh, my pig next to... No, guy, no!
How else are you supposed to sneeze?
Oh, that wasn't even the host, it was the cooperator. Awesome. How else are you supposed to sneeze? I don't know. Not like you do, though. You need to learn how to sneeze more like a panda and less like a squid, if you know what I mean.
Yet can't he be bursting my load everywhere?
See, now you made it. You made it worse. The only person smiling right now is you. You fucking weirdo. You friggin' freak. Heckin' don't.
Actually, I want tea for the first time. I was trying to sneeze again.
I was like, I want to sneeze now so I can test how to sneeze better. And it's like, that's not how the world works. You like make noise when you sneeze. And I don't just mean like the sneeze part. You like go, achoo! You literally sneeze like someone from like a Disney Looney Tunes cartoon. Like, I'd imagine like a huge gust of animated air to come out of your mouth, and you'd like bend backwards entirely, like your entire body would go and you'd go flying backwards like a balloon. You sneeze louder than some people throw up. Are you also a loud vomiter? Oh my God.
You should hear me throwing up.
What is wrong with you?
Emoji nauseated face, emoji face vomiting.
And emotes. Oh shit, I went the wrong way. I should have realized the second the door wasn't open. It just, this didn't, I don't know why my brain didn't think that hallway was long enough to have a door in it. Affirmative.
Yet I projectile vomit only.
I did not need to know that.
Sounds like hose.
Now you're just exaggerating.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Reese's. Ah! Scoop. Run, motherfucker, run! What do you do? What? What? Yeah, exactly. That's why you don't follow idiots.
That's a pretty guy
That's
in
a
the
blind
dress.
leading the blind. Did they already get the chest over there? I guess so. Eat them. Bonus! Bonus ducks. Is this just a bonus door that leads to a shortcut back to the other place that they were just in on the top floor? And we're blocked in. Break this chest. Break it!
Gonna play Shinobi Souls. Emoji cool smile.
I know that wasn't Pyro that just said that, so who was it? You're the devil. Was that you, Taters? No, that was Pyro. It's not even a Shinobi game.
I wonder how far I'll get in Sekiro before I rage quit.
Probably about 30 more minutes. Lol. You died. Lol. Lol. You died. Lol. You died. Lol. Lol. You died.
Yeah, probably. But whatever.
Oh, shite.
I just just wanted to play something to numb my brain yet be try hard.
It'll allow you to practice your Tempest. Anyways, your back wave and Tempest. That and Neo 2 has a timed guarding system where you can key pulse the amount of stamina you get back for timed guarding. A mechanic no one ever seems to mention about Neo 2, but is actually very disgusting. It only works with the single katana, the Odachi, and I think the Tonfas. It doesn't work with all weapons. I thought I told you about that in the beta, but I guess I didn't. In the alpha, it was any time you blocked, but they nerfed it in between the alpha and the beta.
I already got it down packed, now I see how broken back wave really is.
It's not broken. It's too hard to pull off. What the hell? They can spawn those inside the little fire pit thing? Look. Did you not pick it up? You must have picked it up.
I told you Sekiro is even worse.
No, I honestly don't think it's as strict as Backwave and Tempest. I've seen people play Sekiro who never played a timing game before in their life, who get it down.
They regots. Or maybe I am just bad.
Oh, what? What did you...
But let us see if I can beat this headless guy, and if I can't, I am just gonna come back to him when I get some items to beat him.
No. That's not the Soul's way. There's no items that will allow you to beat him. Because items don't mean shit in Souls games. Unless you're talking about like the health upgrades or the tool upgrade or whatever it is.
Well, I am not even near him, so I am just gonna progress in the main mission.
You bastard. I'm the only one that uses... Wait, I don't have any oil load. I don't have any oil load. Stop that.
The Divine Complicator Spirit with us live fire takeout, except you get one in the first 5-7 bosses.
stuck. Nice. You're both playing girl characters, and I'm the only person who actually looks like themselves. I'm one of the few groups of people that actually still have Victorian facial structure. Look! It's me! Sup, me? It's so uncanny sometimes when I see my character in the game. Because of how actually... I mean, if you look at my YouTube profile picture with my character, like, leaning to the side and stuff, it's disturbingly similar. Like, this is a better looking me than if you face scanned me and put me into, like, Rainbow Six.
I am gonna try to go 30 minutes without complaining.
Nope, that's not gonna happen. You're gonna be like... You're gonna build up so much pressure, you're gonna have to sneeze again. Quote unquote, sneeze. When he sneezes, sneeze. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three. 1, 2, 3. I am gonna have rhythm heaven fever shit stuck in my brain for the rest of my life. I'm gonna say one random thing and all of a sudden my brain synapses is gonna connect to that part. It's like, oh, you meant rhythm heaven fever? It's like a computer with pop-up ads. Except for instead of it being a pop-up ad, it's a pop-up song that just dominates your entire thought process. Let's go read a bunch of books. Jab, 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 jab. Go, go, go. And jab, jab. I'll make my own mix. Wow, that barely backstabbed him. Oh! That didn't kill me? Don't shoot! You wouldn't shoot a guy with glasses, would you? No! Now I'm dead. Ah! Wow. Fucking AI parrying. It's the dumbest thing ever. If I wanted to be punished for pressing the R1 button, I'd go play PvP. Fucking cocksucking hunter fuckers.
Welcome. Very
Second
well.
name, Quacks.
Let me stand
Quacks.
close.
Quack, quack. Squawk.
Very
Did I get anything good?
Sekiro is a perfectly balanced, fair game that is good.
See, you're saying that sarcastically, I can tell by your tone. We don't appreciate that tone of voice around here, mister. Oh my god, why are they all garbage, dude? Oh my god.
It is so responsive. I love it when I do an input but it can't pull it off, so it queues it for later. What a great system. Sometimes it just get gut.
Exactly, kiddo. Get gud. As Jim Sterling would say. Get gud.
I love stagger yet still having full posture because that makes sense, right? Having a stamina system but IT not mattering.
It only matters so you can't spam dodge.
Yeah, let us add a stamina system but it doesn't matter because reasons. It is just stupid.
So you broke your 30 minutes already. You couldn't even stay sarcastic about it.
This game is disappointment to my life. Whoever thinks this shit is good is masochistic or doesn't he understand good game design.
That is good game design to those people. Don't you understand?
Whatever.
So angry, kiddo. Settle down.
ILL just ignore another side boss because apparently none of them seem possible at the start unless you want to have a perfect date 1-2 minute.
That's the entire game, dude. Just wait until you see the last boss. Again, Hyro, you have to remember the biggest piece of advice that anyone can give you is be a meal when it comes to playing that. Just sit back in your chair and just empty your brain. Your brain should be like a 90-year-old who just died in the hospital, flatlining. I know it's a dark joke, but yeah. Your brain should be... Should just be like... Ting, tang, tong, ting. You can't go from playing Neo to playing Sekiro. Sekiro, you have no control over the enemies. Neo, you have full control over the enemies. Well, not Neo 2, though. Neo 1, you have full control over the enemies. You can basically just bully them. Not in Sekiro, though.
This is the worst fucking vortex grabs I've ever seen.
You mean magnet grabs?
I don't even type in caps, so you know it as bullshit.
I didn't even see that it was typed in caps because the bot doesn't show emotion. Imagine that's how a robot was. It just had one tone of voice, but it was so angry, but all it could do is go... all it could do is be like, I fucking hate this world. What the fuck? This is so stupid. But you have to kill the side bosses. And make sure that you're doing a double death blow when you sneak up to them.
Got pulled from 4 feet away by an enemy that's in the size of my foot.
Sneak up to them and get the death blow, so you only have to death blow once. Make sure you keep attacking them to keep your posture up, but you need to dodge every 2 seconds. Or parry. So you gotta parry. R1, R1, parry, R1, parry, R1, R1, parry. Oop, there goes gravity.
Except you can't do that because this boss makes you talk to them every time or just walk past them and ALL aggro.
Have you tried aggroing him and then running away until he de-aggros, or do you have to talk to him again every time? If so, then just man mode, son. Remember, you can't dodge, you can't parry sweep attacks.
But if you walk behind them and press R1 and OO, it just activates. ILL, try that.
Don't you have like kunai or something that you can throw to get aggro and then like run away? So you can do it from a distance and break that or something? Or like a distraction tool. I can't remember what it's called.
Yeah.
You have to play the game like a stealth action game. With Dark Souls boss fights. that aren't Dark Souls boss fights at all, because Dark Souls never makes you jump over an attack. Which I'm kind of surprised that they didn't. I'm surprised there was no boss in a giant circle that had a tiny little gap in the floor that it would do a big sweeping attack, and the only way for you to avoid it was to jump across the crack. Or some shit. I'm surprised they didn't. I know they have that entire level that's based off of verticality, that like snow level with the giant snack thing. The wannabe God of War lizard. We wanted to make something as impressive as God of War, but we don't exactly have the time or the money to do so, so it's kind of not as impressive at all, even remotely, not even like a quarter. And I don't even like God of War 2018. Or 2017, whenever that fucking game came out. Sorry, I needed a second. One of the things I've always said about Souls games is like playing a guy who'd never fought with a sword before and possesses zero ability to learn from experience. It's the only thing I've never liked about Souls games, is that there weren't any abilities or skill trees or things that your character can learn over time. No. Even though it can watch another enemy do a way better move than it several times over and dodge it, your character cannot emulate that ability or try to. He can only swing left and right. And to me, that's probably Dark Souls and most of the Souls games' biggest downfall. And why I like Bloodborne better, because you actually get a move set. That isn't just two buttons and in combination with other two buttons. If sprinting, do this. If rolling, it do this. And you only get to do that once. You can't like do that animation whenever you want to.
Whatever.
Why did you play that game? You turned into such an angsty teen.
This game is for losers.
You shouldn't say this game, because when if other people come here, they're gonna think that you're implying Bloodborne is.
Oh, I see.
Don't anger the Souls community. Also, I already anger them enough. They don't need another person angering them.
Sekiro is hot ass, not Bloodborne. Bloodborne is the best from soft game.
Have you seen Metal Wolf Chaos before? Or a Togi? Look up some stuff from those games.
Yet I wanted to fight Zack today. No, I haven't.
It's alright. People who say that they're huge fans of Souls games a lot of the time don't even play them that regularly. Like him, what could he possibly be defending the Souls games for? He doesn't play them that much. Neo has way more replayability in it. So much more replayability, it's not even funny.
He told me he didn't think Neo was good and Sekiro is better.
Yeah, and is he playing Sekiro still? And does he keep going back to it? No. The only person I've seen go back to it out of all the people on my friends list who own Sekiro is Emil. And he goes back to it for like 30 minutes and then goes on Apex.
And I immediately cringed.
Yeah, but he doesn't think Neo is good because he doesn't understand how to play Neo. And most of the time, people like him don't want to understand Neo. They just want it to be a 3-button game. You got your 3 buttons. Sekiro, you technically have 4 because you have the jump button, but whatever. Whatever, you have to jump instead of just dodge. Wow.
That's what I said.
Neo rewards being good at using your controller. Neo doesn't reward people who play it like a Souls game and take 5 minutes to kill a single Yoki and then say that it's boring. Because they don't understand the combat loop, even though the game tries its hardest to explain it to them. It's just like the amount of people who don't
use... so much more input intensive and rewarding, while Sekiro is just R1 spam game.
Well, you can't spam R1 in Sekiro. You can spam R1 in Bloodborne, because a lot of the time you're going to stun lock stuff to death, but even with bosses, in Sekiro you're never going to do that. Sekiro, like I said, is more forced paced. You're forced to take a specific pace in combat. And you can speed up the pace slightly by knowing exactly what a thing can do and attacking at every waking moment, because attacking doesn't consume stamina. But that doesn't help if you don't know what you're doing. But again, I don't like Sekiro because I don't like that. That's not the kind of emphasis I want on my combat. I like to be able to manipulate enemies because I like to think that my character has experience. Yeah. And as my character gains experience and gains actual knowledge in the game, like, oh, there's this item and this stuff and shit like that that you can use. Unlike Souls games and a lot of other shit like that, in Neo, using the items can be game-breaking. And I don't mean game-breaking in a bad way. I mean, they completely change the way that you can attack the game. Knowing how to not necessarily abuse mechanics, but maximize mechanics. Like draw striking an enemy before final blowing them to get extra damage. Whereas if you just final blow them, they're just going to stand back up and you could have gotten an extra 1,000 damage. Not only that, you can see, I mean, in Sekiro you can see enemies' posture bars, but I don't think, like, it's not like Neo where you get to exactly manipulate an enemy around how much ki they have. And if they have no ki, you're basically just railing into them and there's nothing they can do about it, because you're punishing them. Which is how a game should be designed. Masochistic games are the ones where the player is intentionally put under,
you can't
like,
see it, but by the time you get them low, they're almost dead anyways.
Well, it does matter for late game enemies. Ki matters a lot in the Abyss when enemies are hard to one-shot unless you're just running around full buffs all the time. Ki plays a very important role in why Neo is a better combat-based game.
To me.
You exaggerate a lot, but again, I'm a logical person and I can view it from...
Sekiro, not Neo.
Oh yeah, but even in Sekiro, you'll... If you actually get past the beginning of Sekiro, you'll see that that is not the case all the way through the game. So...
Emoji happy tears.
Neo's a different type of game. It's like I tell people. People who write off Neo as a Souls-like don't get to play the game for the other 90% of the original core gameplay that it has. They play the 10%, which is they press the attack button, they don't key pulse, they don't know what fluxing is, they don't...
Yeah, like I am ever going to finish this bullshit.
They don't use skills, or if they do use skills, they spam one in the same stance over and over and over again. They either don't use magic, or if they use magic, they go immediately for Sloth Talisman, like, disregarding all the other strong talismans in the game. Especially when Neo 2 comes out, and you have decrees, and you can put buffs on other people. If you are doing a team, I mean, the smart thing to do would to have multiple people on the team go for completely different magic routes off the beginning. That way you can just buff each other in the boss fights right before, and you can all have a way wider variety of things that you're applying to yourselves within the first 2 missions. Because I'm going to do the same thing that I did in the trial and the same thing I did in the beta. My first like 5 to 6 points go into magic immediately. I go straight for rejuvenation and I go straight for weakness. I don't care about slowing the boss down, because slowing the boss down a lot of the time makes timing shit harder. And I end up fucking it up, because I just get used to fighting the bosses at normal speed. Even lightning doesn't slow them down enough to like fuck up timing a whole bunch, but Sloth just... I actually hate Sloth. I hate it when people use Sloth. Because timing yokai burst count... or yeah, the burst counters... is so much harder with the Phantom when the thing doesn't hit you at the same time every time.
Yeah, I go procreation at the start usually. Protection.
You go for magic, stam, and then just round off your other things to keep being able to wear whatever equipment you want. Procreation? I go, procreation is my favorite magic spell. You want to know what my favorite tool is? The condom. Wait, hold on. Let me use the bathroom real quick.
The one where you make more clones of yourself, emoji cool smile. Quick change is the procreation item.
They need a ninjutsu item that's like that, though. They need like a shadow clone jutsu or something like that. For like kunai and shuriken builds. You could throw down a thing that would summon 2 clones of yourself that would throw kunai at your damage for like 5 seconds.
Sympathy in the matter of 2 minutes because great pacing, right? That would actually be really cool.
I like how it corrected divine to divine, like Avril. Or something. Wait, no, Divine's spelled differently with her. Why the hell? What autocorrect is Divine?
8 bosses in a row and get one? Whatever.
That's because those are mini bosses. They're mini. They're boptional.
I run past an enemy and get rewarded.
Sometimes it be that way. You know what I mean? Dude.
Love to see it.
Sometimes it just be that way. Yeah. Me.
Stealth game my ass crack.
Why don't you stream it? You've talked about it more than you've talked about anything else so far. Don't stun lock me with Molotovs.
Because I don't feel like it. I am trying to find out what is so good about it, but nothing good happened. Happens.
It's because you don't like the type of game it is. I knew I didn't like it before I even needed to play it. Heal my HP. My shitty HP regen items. Flying fork. That's why, one of the reasons why Bloodborne is the best Souls game is because its items are actually significantly impacting. Just like the earlier Souls games. Where sometimes some of the items or spells that you could get were so broken you could use them from the very beginning of the game to the end of the game with almost no stats and they would be good to kill normal enemies with. They might not be great on a boss, but to just dump away on hard or annoying enemies to deal with at melee range, it was great. Hell, if you started as the Knight Templar, or the Templar Knight, I think it's called, actually, in Demon Souls, you could start as that, get some early magic, because you actually would have the stats to cast it without much investment, and you could just use that to kill like most enemies in most areas, and even just outright kill some bosses like the Tower Knight. You could just snipe him from the edges and just sit there, just keep doing that over and over and over again, and there would be nothing he could do. Souls game fights became less theatrics and more just dodge, 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 dodge. If you aren't fucking dodging, you're an idiot. And that's what it evolved into. It was like, oh, in Demon Souls, yeah, you can dodge to avoid stuff. And then in Dark Souls, it's like, you're going to want to dodge to avoid stuff. In Dark Souls 2, it's like, you really want to dodge to avoid stuff. Dark Souls 3 is, you better dodge to avoid stuff.
Find people online to play with or that needs help. Only Chalice's high levels are in. Man, I love it when a boss does 6-spin 360-degree attacks in a row and you have to perfectly block them or you get overdragged.
Sounds like Code Vein to me. Yeah, that's pretty much all it is right now, terrestrial logic. There's only...
That's what I said.
There isn't many people left.
It has Code Vein syndrome.
Yeah, but you didn't even play Code Vein to realize how bad it really is. And then to have people say that Neo is worse than Code Vein just makes me fucking so happy inside. That there are people that are that deluded about a weeb game that has overtly tuned boss fights that just kill you in one hit over and over and over again. And that's good design. Especially when your character barely functions with a two-hander in their hands. And the rolling, unlike Bloodborne, where if you roll in a direction, right? Unlike Bloodborne, if you roll in a direction or get hit and hit stunned and you press the roll button, your roll still goes in the direction relative to your camera. Whereas in Code Vein, the roll goes in relative to the direction your character is facing. And in any other game, it's gonna fuck your head so bad. Because no game functions like that outside of Code Vein. Where, for 90% of the controls in the game function based off of where your character is on the camera. However, when you get hit stunned, it's based off of the direction your character is facing, regardless of which way the camera goes. And if you're used to controlling your character in a game like this, not only is Code Vein boss design horrendous, with just fucking 360 attacks all over the place, but half of the bosses are also just not that fun. There's like two fun bosses in that game. One of them is the knight with the big shield and the lance, and then the other one is the
Sekiro.
I can't remember his name either. It's like the 4th or 5th boss in Code Vein or something like that. Is around the same time. Oh, the kid. The kid in the snow area, that boss. But again, it had an AoE attack that was just, I summon an AoE on my character so you can't stay aggressive on me. In a game that emphasizes aggression by using a skill type system where you're using skills that sometimes take 2 to 3 seconds to fully pull off, and you're expected to be able to just stand there while the boss is not staggered for the 1.5 to 2 seconds that they get staggered in that game, is just so egregious. Code Vein is even more masochistic than Sekiro, I would imagine. The only difference is that with big weapons and stuff like that, you can basically stun most enemies to death. Do it. Whoa.
The Sekiro combat is what every game should be like from now on. I couldn't stand that dude's message. Like I wanted to delete my brain.
All Souls combat should just be a parry simulator. Ignore the fact that it started out as an RPG. Because I'm a fucking clown. Sorry, I was just being slow, guy. It's my bad. I'm sorry. No. Come back. That's not the way out.
At least make the combat fun if you wanna make a good swordplay game.
It may not be fun to you, Hyro, but there are people out there who think that it is fun. Like I say, it's not my type of game. But people who say that every game should be like that are not the people who got Souls games popular in the first place. The people who got Souls games popular in the first place are people who like RPGs. Sekiro is a joke of a game compared to how much RPG is in DS1 and Demon Souls. Hell, even I mean, like, Dark Souls 2 is still better than most of the games. And I don't even like Dark Souls 2's combat, but Dark Souls 2's combat is still better. It's just slower.
Yet I feel just as weak as I did at the start of the game.
That's because you're never going to feel strong. The game doesn't want you to feel strong. The game only gives you health upgrades so they could change the numbers. Honestly, it's a system they shouldn't have ever put into Sekiro. Why did they put it in? Who the fuck knows? They should have just made everything do a fixed amount of damage. And have you have 1 HP bar. Just take all of the RPG out of it. The thing is, they wanted to still have a little, like, a little tiny breadcrumb of RPG in the game. They wanted to make it more like a Zelda game, where they barely qualify as RPGs in terms of character progression. But even then, Breath of the Wild is still way more of an RPG than fucking Sekiro is, so I have no idea what I'm saying. I remember when Breath of the Wild came out and people were calling it a Souls-like, and said that the developers were inspired by Souls games to make the combat more the way it was, with having iframes and locking on and stuff like that. And it's like, motherfucker, that shit already existed. That already existed. Are you insane? How deluded have you become of brainwashing yourself with like 5 years of non-stop Dark Souls YouTube content? Fucking brainwash. That shit's worse than propaganda. The military should look into Dark Souls as being a new way to fucking brainwash people. Because honestly, it's fucking amazing how...
Didn't Zelda already have those mechanics?
Yes, exactly.
LOL.
The military should be scared, man. They gotta look out. From Software could be the new brainwashing capital of the world. And they don't even actively try to brainwash people. They brainwash themselves. They should have known about Dark Souls in the 1950s. Then the entire world would be different. Instead of Fallout 4 having posters that reference, like, the commies and stuff like that, it would be Dark Souls. Did you hear about the story of Sigvard of Katarina? Katarina? I can't even say that right. And it's got like a USSR thing on it.
Lol, even if you're redisconnected from the internet, the NEO2 timer is still on.
Yeah, the game knows. That's because if you got the CD early and you tried to put it in.
I wonder if I change the date, will it do something?
No, because it's to do with the region in which your PS4 is activated. You'd have to get a different region account. You'd have to make like a Japanese account on the Japanese PSN thing and figure out how to do that. Or whatever.
Wow.
And then you could only play it on that account, even if your other account couldn't. A noob who doesn't know how to fight amygdala. Well. Nope, nope. Bob. Oh. You're a maniac, guy. What? I popped your head though.
Bosses but million level or harder. You're dead. He knows how to dodge it. He's actually played this game. Actually, but as a lie. There is like one joke boss I've been far. So far.
No, because Thumarion's only hard in Bloodborne because it literally dodges up to you and then does an attack that's so fast you can't actually react to it. You have to predict it's going to happen, but he doesn't always dodge up to you and do that attack. So you can't even rely... Like, there are certain things where it's like, in this game, if they dodge at you, they're always going to do the same attack, so you can reliably predict it.
Yep, exactly.
He doesn't.
Amygdala DA grade.
Sekiro is just a worse Zelda game where you have to parry every single thing and you don't get a lot of heart containers by the end of the game, and you can't craft your own food, and there's absolutely zero character to the game outside of it being a Japanese video game, which that hasn't been done before. Totally not. It's not like From Software was like, hey, Team Ninja made a samurai game. Why don't we make a samurai game? And then everyone will call Team Ninjas a copy of our samurai game. Ooh. And they just become the Joker. The fucking fan base just turns into Jokers. And everyone's got the high-pitched voice.
Lol.
I was turning into motherfucker Mike for a second there. Mike Matei. His Joker. I was watching AVGN earlier. That's honestly how I feel sometimes, is that From Software is like the Joker.
Stats, yo.
Huh? What are my stats? 99 vitality, because always.
I keep getting recommend this dude because I watch you Soul's content and every video he drops it as titled the same thing but he adds again.
That's pretty genius though. I rate that 10 out of 10. Echo Lawrence. Are you in here?
Playing 7 souls like you never heard of before. Playing 7 souls like you never heard of before again.
Oh, you're talking about Iron Pineapple? Yeah, I've seen those pop up as well.
Yes, but fun.
Some of his PvP videos are funny, but he's also like part... I don't want to say he's part of the problem, because then you'd have to rope in a lot of people like Mr. Nozek and Only Afro and all those dudes who used to do PvP stuff like he did but never hit it off quite like he did. They just weren't at the right place at the right time. Only Afro got some really popular videos though. I love the one where he's pretending to be a Silver Knight on the Anor Londo Archers area in Anor Londo and DS1. And then he has a video, I think it's titled like Backstaboo or something like that. And that shit, that killed me for a long time. Because his was less just, I'm going to use a OP weapon and smack you in the face and do damage. Like, anyone can do that. Anyone can be the guy with a straight sword, buffing it, smashing R1. Believe me, I did it. I have videos on my channel way back then. Look up my video called How to Be a Sunbro, or How to Invade as a Sunbro. I'm using a fucking broadsword in that video, because it's like the most broken class of weapons, no matter what. Don't need no dark sword. The dark sword wasn't even that broken. It's just that fucking class of weapon. You can't speed it up by like 15 to 20% and not expect it to be broken when the rest of the game is pretty much the same speed. You can't dial up the speed of the game when people still weren't even good at the original speed of the game. That's why some people think Bloodborne is really hard. Took me three tries to kill like NG plus 4, NG plus 5 Kaz. Using melee strats too, because I couldn't even fucking parry him. Because I sucked apparently. Bloodborne's dodge system is so lenient and the game is so much smoother than other Souls games. Just in terms of the flow of its animations just flow so much better. Honestly, Dark Souls 3 could have used from more Bloodborne-like weapon animations where you have 4 or 5 attacks in a combo chain. That would have prevented people from just R1 mashing with a straight sword and just right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left. And there's just, unless you have a good open area and you're not in a tiny hallway, good fucking luck. That's all I can say is good luck. So fast you can't even reliably set up parrying it while blocking the first hit. Because networking and parries are overpowered because we put the Hornet Ring in the game. And instead of removing the Hornet Ring, we're just going to make parries nearly impossible. For every type of parrying thing except for these 3 specific items which are made for parrying. Oh, and then we're going to nerf those too. Because people found out a way to use them really well. Break, damn it! Damn you. You must be in a fixed chalice. Dead doggo? Dead demon doggo. Where are we going?
I still can't take in the fact Bloodborne came out before DS3.
Yep. Or that they were developed in parallel.
Bloodborne was my first Souls game.
Fucking Dark Souls 3 has Bloodborne items in it. And I mean that literally, like the gold Ardeo and stuff like that are in Bloodborne's game files. This weapon I'm using right now is in Bloodborne's game files. There's people who manage to make mods where you can actually use them in Bloodborne. This is a claymore in DS3 when they modded it into the game. And you could wear the gold Ardeo, this thing right here. The gold triangle, you could wear the pyramid head piece. It's not in the actual game, but you can mod it in. Because it's already in the game files, it's just not obtainable. Oh my god, dude, you're taking us in circles. I was talking and saying stuff while following this guy around, and I remembered the level better than he did. That must mean I'm improving. Whoa, you go, big guy. Whoa, you go, big guy. Love it, of it, of it. Is that true? Yeah. Whoa, you go, big guy. Nope, that's a run. That's a run. That's run. That's big run energy right there. Get out of there! Get your noggin foggered. Oh, whoa, whoa! Do I get the stuff? Give me the stuff. Give me the goods. No. Damn it. I just realized that guy earlier who said his name was Yorha Unit A2. R.I.P. That's a Nair reference. You would probably like that game better than you'd like fucking Sekiro, Hyro. If you ever have the ability to get that game, you should try it. It's better than Code Vein. If you want an anime weeb game. At least in terms of playing the game, the actual gameplay is better.
Maybe.
The only argument to be made, though, is the, I guess you call it the second playthrough, quote-unquote, without spoiling too much about the game. The second, quote-unquote, playthrough, you play as a different character, and their gameplay loop is completely different than the first character you play as. So there is that.
It'll probably be free for PS Plus in a couple months, probably.
Yeah. Hopefully, anyways. You never know with that company. Excuse me. Excuse me. Westboro. Let's go. Whoa, you go, big guy. Yeah. I think Bloodborne is the only Souls type game. Does Sekiro have a moonlight blade in it? Does it have anything related to a moonlight something in it? Because if not, then it's the that is the signal. That is the downfall of FromSoft. They have been putting that in games for like fucking 15 to 20 years. For them to all of a sudden stop putting that in the game means that there's something that's dramatically shifted with their company. Because it was in every game, even Armored Core, in every Souls game, in every From Software title.
Played it all the way.
Ever since the first one, it's been a reoccurring thing. They must not even be thinking about it anymore. Ow, ow. Yeah. That was greed. That was super greed.
Very well, let me stand.
Littlefoot. Little
Looking
duck,
through YouTube
15
thumbnails
truck.
and previews, it seems to be in the game.
Okay, good. Good.
Referenced, at least I am pretty sure.
I was gonna say, that'd be like the mark of oblivion right there. The game not only was tied in with Activision, but also didn't have the FromSoft signature item in it. That's like big scare. They got the populace. Now all they need to do is run with it. Nickel and dime 'em. They've created a formula in which you can make a very easy...
Got a shower.
Why? What are you even sitting there sweating? You're just like... I can't even imagine why. Specifically now. Like, oh shit, fuck, I got a shower, dude. Smell that stank. Just bring your phone in there. No, I'm kidding. Don't. You missed the baby chest. Oh wait, no we didn't. I'm blind. I'm blind. Blind. Probably need to take the bolt out of this fucking hunter's axe. Would probably be a lot better if I did. Does bolt even do anything to these Jagovs? Eh, that's not bad. It's also not great either. Nope. Good eye. Good eye, mate. Fucking baby long necked. Look, I'm breaking someone's shield in Sekiro. Broken. Nice. I had my vermin down to like 50 and now it's back up because I keep forgetting to use them. Why can't he just throw down a giant stack of them and just jump with both feet in the air and just... Let's go. Whoa, this has taken quite a while. I'm just doing like random stretches right now.
Fresher than death.
Welcome back. I've been trying to get summoned for like 10 minutes straight now.
Thanks. Why do deodorants need a cap on them?
So they don't dry out.
I lost the cap for this stick and it hasn't dried out yet. If anything as it has stayed the same.
Couldn't tell you then, man. Any deodorant I've ever left out has gotten dry. It's dry and flaky. Must be a gel type deodorant.
It has a speed stick. I've been using these recently because the degree ones I was using ran out in the store.
I thought you used Dove Men Plus Care. Irish Spring. Because there ain't no spring like an Irish Spring. Top of the morning to you.
I don't remember.
Top of the morning to you. I can't do Irish. I'm not even gonna try to attempt it. That's one accent I can't do.
I think you're mistaking me saying I use Dove soap.
Oh. I don't really think it matters what brand it is. Just what ingredients are in it and what you like to smell like. Don't use shampoos or anything that have alcohols in them if you want your hair to be healthy.
It doesn't. I just like the smell.
When I was younger, I used to wear whatever people would say other people's... When someone would tell me like someone smelled good, I'd try and find whatever that person smelled like. I know that sounds weird, but... If a common denominator type person says it smells good, I don't really care if it smells good to me. Because if it was me, I wouldn't really even care. I just rub my rosemary plant and rub my chest. That's about all the deodorant you actually need, but a lot of people don't like the smell of just rosemary up front. A lot of people say it makes me smell like an old person. Because I have a rosemary plant in my house, and rosemary plants are notorious. If you bump them or graze them, even the tiniest, you could just do a little of the leaves with your finger, and you'll smell like rosemary all fucking day long. But it's great, because that deodorant is basically free. You can just rub that, just take the plant, pick it up in its little container, and you can just rub it on your clothing a little bit. You'll smell like it all day. And some people do really like the smell of rosemary, so... Especially if you have a nice variety of it. Some of them a little bit flowery smelling than others. And less powdery smelling. Well, some people might think it's weird, but I don't know. Things that I like the smell of, they don't tend to make good sense of. Like, it's hard to replicate the smell of walking through like a berry patch. It's like you could get raspberry smelling stuff, but that always smells like concentrated raspberry. And I want that like diluted raspberry flower kind of smell in an open field after it's like rained out and stuff like that. Those are some of my favorite smells. Where it's just like you smell them and they're relaxing. When all the plants give off their like volatile oils after it's rained and stuff like that. So it gives you that really earthy, grassy smell on what the dominant plant variety is. A lot of people always associate it with a grassy smell, but if you've ever been in the woods or anything, it smells whatever the dominant plant is. If you're in a pine forest, it'll smell kind of piney and shit like that. Raspberry bushes, you get that light, faint raspberry smell. It's hard to explain if you've ever been in an area that has that smell naturally.
People get surprised I smell good and say they wouldn't expect someone built like you to smell good. It is a weird good and bad compliment.
Things in the lavender and mint kinds of family grow as wild weeds around. So a lot of the time you could just go out and run through a meadow and you'd smell like flowers on the outside. Smell like flowers and mint. Spearmint to be specific, not true mint. True mint, peppermint is a thing that you can't get seeds from. You have to grow it via a clone, basically, because it's like a mutated variety. If you didn't know that. Most of the time, if you try to grow mint at your house, it's going to be spearmint. It's going to have that weaker mint quality, not that like super concentrated menthol quality that true peppermint has. Same family of plants, just one's a mutant, pretty much. And once you start growing it, you can't fucking get rid of it because it just spreads like wildfire. That's what happened around here. Someone thought they were being funny, or thought they were like growing an herb garden, I guess like 100 years ago when spearmint was first like shipped over here and people got seeds for it. And now it's not often that you will mow your lawn or something like that and you'll get like the faint smell of mint. You'll get the faint smell of onion or garlic, because we have wild garlic chives that grow in the ground around here. And they can even grow in people's lawns sometime. And you'll smell it if someone mows over something like that. It'll smell like someone's cutting up herbs for their kitchen. Because a lot of the weeds... Yeah, lavender soap actually smells like lavender. Real lavender smells exactly like, pretty much, that's probably one of the only smells that smells almost exactly like the real plant, because they've been able to tune that kind of volatile oil over the time to make it have that like perfect ratio that it needs to smell like the real thing. There are certain things that they do really well, like daisies and stuff like that. They have a really light, sweet smell. They can replicate the smell of those pretty easily too. Roses are another one where the stuff that smells like roses is normally fairly accurate, but that's just your bog standard rose. Rose can vary in smell and flavor drastically. My neighbor has a rose that smells and tastes like raspberry if you eat the petals, which is good for you. So, it actually, I mean, most of the time people don't take apart their pretty flowers to eat them, but if you were going to eat them, it does taste like raspberry. It doesn't taste like a rose. It doesn't have that super floral flavor. It kind of has like a sweet, fruity-ish flavor. Still a little bit like floral, but it has like an overpowering floral raspberry kind of smell to it. And they're orange colored roses. Like a very pale orange. Really cool though, because again, you can't find the scent of that stuff in stores. The closest thing you could find to it is like raspberry scent shit, but even then, like I said, raspberry scented stuff is always super concentrated on the raspberry, when like real raspberries have like this earthiness to them that I like. I like the earthy kind of smell. Some people don't like the earthy smell. Like, to me, if I could just go out in the woods and just roll around in the dirt and smell like forest soil all day, you'd smell great. Because that, like, taking a handful of soil from the forest, it has such a fresh, like, almost zingy kind of smell to it. That, for me, because I grew up in that kind of stuff, that smell is, like, offensive. You can't ever... If you hate the smell of, like, healthy soil, then go back to the city and smell the fucking sewers. There is something that is just so fresh and satisfying about the smell of a forest, with all the different plants and everything mixed together. One second though, I'll be right back. I need to put a rag on my eyes. I'm weird with what types of spices and stuff like that I like. Because I don't really like cilantro or coriander that much. Because it tastes like soap to me. It tastes like you took Ajax and squirted it in my mouth. Like Ajax lemon dish soap. That's what coriander tastes like to me. And anything that has it in it makes the entire thing taste like someone squirted soap in it. And that's all I can taste. It has to be in there in such a tiny amount for me to not taste it. And normally I'm not even picky in that many regards. I just don't like overpowering flavors. And to me, it's like such an overpowering flavor because of some genetic thing that some people have. I can't do cilantro. I just don't like it. But then there are people I know that don't like thyme, because normally a lot of dishes that use thyme use like an excessive amount of it. To me, thyme just tastes like basil and oregano combined together. If you've ever had fresh like Thai basil, like sweet basil combined with like Greek oregano or like a fiery oregano sort of thing, that's what thyme smells like. My German thyme smells like that, especially more so than common thyme.
It overpowers and tastes weird to me.
Yeah, but pickle flavor is a type of flavor that a lot of people like. You're not genetically predisposed to not liking pickles. You just don't like dill. Like I said, you probably wouldn't like pickled daikon radish if you think that American pickles are that, like, pungent. Most people don't even make pickles that are that pungent in flavor. It's mostly just vinegar. It's that white distilled vinegar or apple cider vinegar if you're getting like hipster pickles. And those fuckers just taste fucking weird. I've said it a bajillion times, but I make my own. And I do them the fermentation way. Do them in a crock. You can either do them whole or in spears, depending on how fast you want it to ferment. You get a crunchier pickle when you do them whole, though. And then there's like gherkins. Gherkins, the pickle that everyone always jokes about their dick size with. 'Cause it be tiny. It be. Why do you think a lot of people like putting vinaigrette on their salad? Because it overpowers the taste of the actual vegetables that they're eating. Because most people grew up, that kid who doesn't eat, they grew up like Lil Yachty. They don't eat fruits or vegetables, or their parents never cooked them actual food, so they just ordered out all the time. And so they just hate fucking vegetables. And it's just hilarious. Dang. It's like everyone shut off the game at the same time. But I don't want to play by myself.
How many people streaming?
What, Bloodborne? Like 30 or 40, but most of those people are doing like single player shits. They're not co-oping Chalice dungeons. I would say that there's probably less than like 50 people who co-op Chalice dungeons on a regular basis. And I've met most of them. You could call them reoccurring characters. Placebo, noob, unknown, question mark, question mark, question mark, exclamation mark. That Lady Rosaria, or whatever her name was. Red October. And then you have weird people like that dude the other day that invaded us in the fishing hamlet, and then like 30 minutes later invaded us in Yarnum, and I have no fucking idea how he knew to be there. I have no idea.
Three times in a row, I think.
No, it wasn't 3 times in a row. He invaded twice, and then the other guy was a completely different dude.
Maybe you rewrite.
Because like I told you, you can't invade the same person back to back instantly, even if their Sinister Bell is up. No, Lower Lorne.
Give me a sec, though, be right back.
Give me a sex. That's dirty. Time to be me. Time to be me. Ding dong, ding dong. Is it dead? Is that what is happening? Is server dead? Where did everybody go? Go. Excuse me. No, doggo. Yuri, lawn door. Go back to DS3, dude. Nah, I'm kidding. Bloodborne's a better game. Too bad this guy is a terrible cooperator. He just ran forward in the chalice. And he's gonna flip the switch. Why do I always get the shittiest cooperators? I'm alright. I'm okay.
I have returned.
Hello. My thesis was correct. There's way more people looking to be summoned right now than there are people looking for people to summon them. Yeah, see? The person that I was co-oping with earlier instead became a co-opper. A co-opee.
Then I want some McDonald's French fries right now.
What is wrong with you, man? 2 solid doors. Which way do I go? This way. Good choice.
They taste good when.
I need to stop doing that, man.
At least your summoning isn't glitched anymore.
No, but it still doesn't show the text on the screen. Not red spiders too. Oh God.
What sword is that? It seems really good.
It's just Ludwig's. But you have to remember I'm like level 300. With like pretty much the best blood gems you can get in it without having significant side effects. The waning gem could be a bit better, but that's about it. I can't seem to get one that's higher damage than that, and I hate doing the Lauren chalices because Dark Beast is one of my least favorite bosses in this game. He's so hit or miss. Most of my weapons hit really hard. I used to be cane only.
I guess they never miss her.
What?
Anyways, I am at 1% ILLC. You gonna sleep. Peace.
Alright, have a good one. Oh, I never grabbed what's in this. Oh, jabate. Down with one shot. Stop gesturing, it's not even a real hunter. Fucking goober. flying fuck. You don't have to put a coin down. There's like the little... these guys, which indicate where you've been. No! Thanks, game. No, I got... fucking known that would happen. I hate those set up in that situation. If only players got AoE attacks that were circles. Like most of the enemies and shit do. That'd be amazing, but no. It's just a game designed for masochists. What's fun? No, son of a bitch. God. Well, there goes a million fucking souls. Due to that fucking stupid ass, shitty ass enemy. From Software only designs good things. Honestly, all I wanted to do was co-op. I didn't want to do fucking chalices myself. Fuck it. It doesn't matter now. I don't have any souls. It'll take me a whole nother chalice to get up to the same amount that I just had. Cool. Put enemies that you can't run away from. You know, even though I don't like to call my stream short, I probably am just done right now. I'll be back tomorrow with Neo too. Have a good one.